Hi everybody, this is Alchemist 2 and I'm back again with another movie review. I just recently got to see A Wrinkle in Time, and I am aware that this series of books is a trilogy, but I have not read this series of books, and I'm pretty sure that the library will have them, so I'll probably have to check them out in future. But that being said, I thought that this version was very much true to the book, although it did take some creative liberties, I will admit to that. I love the cast. The soundtrack was absolutely incredible. The design for the costumes were just spectacular. The the setting, where I'm not going to say anymore because if I do, I'm going to give away a lot of the plot, so I can't do that. But I just felt that Miss Witch, Miss Whatsit, and Miss Who were extremely well cast, and they all did a splendid job, and it really resonated with me because I have oftentimes felt like Meg, and I wasn't vibrating at the right frequency. I was in a very negative thought pattern, and at times I think I was blaming a lot of things on the death of my father. And though I realize I can't do that now, I can't run from it. It is my reality. It doesn't define me because I realize he is always with me. He's part of me, and his legacy will remain as well as my mom's. I know that they'll be with me so long as I continue to remember about them and keep them close to my heart. And of course, other people remind me about them as well, and it's always so inspirational to hear about them. And this movie had so many dark and bright insights that you could either take away the negative from it. Like, there are some things that, I mean, there was nothing but good, but it just shows how the darkness can, how it can take control, and how you have to, sometimes you have to, never mind. I can't, like I said, I have to be very careful about what I say because I could give away a huge plot point, and I don't want to do that. But anyway, it just really was, for me, it was another spiritual, transcendent experience. And some of the quotes were just so, yeah, I mean, they really took my breath away. I thought, holy smokes, do they realize what they're talking about here? We're getting into esoterical, metaphysical, transcendentalism here. This goes beyond what a lot of people are taught, and ethically too. It talks a lot about ethics and morals and values, and just how different we all are, but how it's how we use our talents. The talents are given to us from on high. And I love that. That was a line that I especially liked. The talents aren't for us to give, it's how we use them. I thought, preach. It just, there are so many good things about this movie, and it's mainly a lot of strong females, and you could see where Rebecca Sugar was actually inspired by these three women, and also the power of three. How very interesting. Not a coincidence, but there are a lot of things I noticed. I mean, it's another synchronicity for me because, like I said, this movie hit so many points for me, especially when Miss Who said the light shines through the wound. I thought, oh, I mean, that hit me. I mean, that, excuse me. Yeah. That one almost made me cry a little bit because there's still a little bit of me that's a little sad that mom and dad are no longer here, but on the other side, and it's selfish to think that way, but part of me knows that what I feel is perfectly normal, and the reunion will be absolutely glorious when it happens. But missing them is just part of being human, and just part of who I am. I'm just a very emotional being. It's the cross I bear, I guess. But as far as grades are given to this film, I have to give it the highest grade I've ever given any film. It's glorious. It's funny. It's very just gorgeously depicted. And like I said, even though it takes its creative liberties, it's still a very beautiful film that teaches. It's a pedantic film. This is a movie that I think everybody has to see. And I think that it's a wake-up call to those who might need to have a wake-up call. I don't mean to say it in that way. I don't mean to be mean, but there are those people, you know who they are, that just are that type of person. I won't say anything else because that'll give away another huge plot point in the film. But it's just a very deep and meaningful movie, speaking of very unbelievable topics that have only just been touched upon. Even our greatest minds, our most brilliant scientists, they don't understand how intricate the machinery of the universe really is. Even I don't. I mean, I love this stuff. I'm not a physicist, but I love quantum physics. I have ever since I was small. And my dad got me involved in it because she showed me how it worked. And I was from that moment on, I thought, this is so cool. And then I got into shows like Sliders, and I couldn't stop watching things about time machines and going to the depths of the ocean. And I want to explore everything, but I want to be careful about it too. And I'm very adventurous, but I'm more adventurous now. I was not quite so much then, but now that I've grown older and I realize I can actually take adventures, but do so in a cautious way, all is well and good. 5 stars though. It's a 5-star film. It's completely spectacular. It's astronomically done. Pardon the pun. 2 thumbs way up. But unfortunately, a lot of people think it's going to tank. And I don't really believe in this. I just think that people don't really... There are a lot of us who don't completely understand the concepts that are being put forward here. It's something that it's theory. That's what makes it interesting and fun. Because theory isn't fact, not just yet. Theory is in the process of becoming fact. But it takes time for a theory to become fact. Just so you know, it's postulation at best. But a lot of theories in quantum physics have been time tested. Get it? Time tested? I'm hilarious! But they have been approved. And the thing about quantum mechanics and quantum physics, it's complicated. That's one word to match it with. It's just, ugh. It'll make your brain hurt just thinking about it all day. Because when I get bored, that's what I think about. I think, oh, golden ratio and pi, and yeah, those are the things that go through my head. And then I think, oh, what is the other version of, what are the other versions of me doing right now? Yeah, these are normal thoughts that pass through my brain. I'm one of those outside of the box people. I'm outside of 4 dimensions daily. But it's challenging to think outside of the 3 dimensions I'm used to, but I like doing it. I enjoy a challenge. But this movie is all about getting outside of our comfort zone. It's a journey of self-discovery, and it's a time-tested formula. Formulas. Always going back to formulas, but yeah, it's interesting formulas themselves. And you think about mathematics and just how beautiful mathematics are, and I wish I understood math more than I do. I would I love to listen to people who have that ability to crunch numbers, and I don't understand how they can do it, but they just have the gift. They can see things differently than people who are lyrical and literal like us. But we need both halves of the whole to make sense of everything, but still, and yet, there's the unknown and unseen, and that's always going to remain as such. And I think there's a good reason for that, but again, postulation at best. Very, very wonderful film. Beautiful movie. Everybody can enjoy it. I'd highly recommend it. It's a bit of a tearjerker at parts, and there are moments that are really quite frightening and tense, but I think children who understand fantasy from reality would be just fine watching this film, because there's so much they can take away from it. And it is a trilogy, so I'm wondering if they're going to do the other two, but I haven't read them, so I don't know what the other two are about. So, until next time, live long, prosper. Ciao, tutti.